What's up? It's your boy Michael Faze coming to you live from the Faze Cave, and today I'm gonna be making an electro house track using mostly Mario Kart 8 sounds. Now, before we begin, make sure that you smash that like button, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you don't miss out on any new content. And yeah, let's get into it. So the first thing I started playing around with was a sound from Toad, just using his cart, and it was a really cool sound, and without the pitching modulation it sounds like this, which is pretty cool, but it's just missing that extra oomph. So I figured to myself that I just take it, chop it up, and then add some pitching automation, and I came up with something really funky. Now that sounds so much fun, and it really does hatch the feeling of Mario Kart 8 where everything's a lot of fun and kind of just wonky and all over the place. So the next thing that I wanted to add was drums. So I started adding a bunch of sounds from the actual courses and some of the damage sounds when you get hit. And I created this little drum loop. It sounds like this altogether if we go to this part. And that's really crazy. It's just Koopa getting hit by a car or whatever, and then a couple of other sounds from the actual courses themselves. And it really makes for a very killer sort of drum pattern. And the next thing that I wanted to add on this was a couple of effect sounds that were more vocal based. And the first thing I started doing was adding some Mario sounds, some woos, and Daisy going yeah. And I have it looped kind of like this. So you hear Yoshi, you hear Daisy, then you hear Mario as well. And then you hear Mario as well as a pluck. The original sound, if I were to take out the pogo, sounds like this. So it's really interesting that I got that just from messing with that sound. So the next thing that I wanted to add was sort of like a screechy layer. So I took a sound from the ice stage where you're basically just breaking on the ice. I'm not really sure which stage was this because I'm doing this off the top of my head, but it sounds like this without the automation. And that was pretty cool, but I wanted to get really experimental with it, and I applied it to the automation, and it sounds like this. I've also added the Mario horn sound from his car, which was pretty cool, and I thought it was a very nice twist to add into the drop. So there's a couple of other things that I wanted to add in here was to create a couple risers and downlifters and maybe even some ambient sounds, which was a lot of fun to play with. So I've added some of the other sounds from the course, so like the helicopter sound, the jet sounds, and the car starting up, and then I turned them into a uplifter, a downlifter, and then even some fillers as well. Sounds like this. And that was just simply amazing to me, and it really laid the foundation for the track. So in the drums, I wanted to do something really bass house-ish, and I ended up making this drum pattern with the track. It's really simple and really just sets the tone for everything else once they mix together with the Mario samples. And in the breakdown, I kept it really simple as well. I filtered some of the house grooves and the house hi-hats and some of the build-up sounds on there. I used the snare from a Dyro pack from Splice, and it sounds like this. fill, that drum fill is from Sounds of Kashmir 3, and I ended up chopping up the samples to kind of fit the house groove that I have already, and the swing itself, which was really awesome. The last thing that I added here was a bunch of little effects that I thought would also make this track really dope. And we have an orchestral cymbal, some downlifters, an uplifter from the Dyro pack. And then in the second breakdown, I kind of create some more tension by adding a video game sound from the Sounds of Kashmir pack, pitching all the way up and filtering in. So it sounds like this. So the next part that we're gonna get into is pretty much the last part anyways, but I added in this vocal energy booster, and it's from the Sounds of Kashmir pack, and it's pretty cool. I also automated the pitch so we can get some different effects between the first drop, the second drop, then the outro, and then the intro. So we can get some really cool effects from there, and it sounds like this. So in the bass layers, I pretty much did the same thing that I did with the riff line, and I followed it, and it sounds like this all together. So I used my Wolfgang House bass, which is from an upcoming Serum pack that I'm working on for you guys. The wait is almost over on that second pack. And for the undertone layer, I used my hard sub from my recent Hardstyle Silent 1 pack, and it made a really great sub for this track. And for the breakdown layers, I used two sounds from my Hardstyle Spire pack. One's called Old School, and it sounds like this. The other one is called Resaru, same pack as well, and it sounds like this. And together they really made something that could be used for tension. And one of the very last things that I did, because I needed some sort of melody for this track, I took a Yoshi sound and loaded it up into Serum. As you can tell, it's right here. If I mute everything, it's gonna sound like this. And that's the Yoshi sound. So that's all the layers for this specific track. I'm gonna play the example for you so you guys can hear the actual track itself. Let me know what you guys think in the comments of this specific track. Here we go. That's all you get for now. But if you guys would like me to release this track, make sure that you share this video. And if we get this to 100 likes on YouTube, I will release this. Thank you so much for joining me for this video. Let me know down in the comments, what did you guys think of the track and the overall experiment? I'd love to hear what you guys think. And lastly, if you like what I do here, make sure to hit that like, subscribe, and bell icon so you don't miss out on any new content. And if you want to donate or support the channel by buying my sound packs, you can check out the links in the description and get to it. And I will see you guys this Friday for 2 live streams, demo pool sessions. So see you guys later. Thank you so much for your time. Phase out.